Hey YouTubers, it's Michelle again. I just wanted to continue my little thing I was telling you about your protein meals and your protein meal replacements. I did not come home and continue. This is the next morning that I'm doing this. I look a little uh, off, but that's because it's early morning. Well, not really. I've been up for a long time. I'm just tired. I want to say that if you drop your carbs the way that I have, where you're virtually trying very hard not to consume any carbs, you're going to be exhausted because your body has to go through some changes to adapt itself to not having any carbs in its system anymore. And excuse me, I'm tired all of the time. All of the time. I'm physically exhausted, mentally drained, emotionally pressed. I'm just all around I'm just tired. I'm always tired. So, but as the day goes on, I'll gain a little bit more energy because I'll have my protein drink and I'll be eating some other stuff as I go. But I'll always be tired. My energy level is very low. But I'll be glad when I get the surgery and I don't have to worry about these carbs anymore and dropping my sugars down. Yesterday, my sugars were at 140 something. This morning, after I've been on, haven't eaten since around 2:30 yesterday afternoon, so that's well over 18 hours at least. My sugars are at 160. Go figure. I don't know why. I don't get it. Maybe it's because I didn't take my nighttime medicine. I don't know why your sugars would go up and then not be able to come down in that amount of time. Doesn't make any sense. But that's what I'm battling. I'm battling that every single day. I'll have a great read one morning and a real crap out the next morning. I don't know. And I get worried and I get stressed that as I get closer to the surgery date that those sugars are not going to get to 120 like I want them to. And I don't know what to do. I'm taking the medicine. I'm virtually not consuming any carbs. Doctor said he thought my pancreas had given out. But we were so close to the surgery on the advice of my nutritionist. Hi, Christy. Um, excuse me. On the advice of my nutritionist, who said you're so close to surgery even though your doctor wants you to have insulin, do injections, that really you shouldn't have to go into that because once you get the surgery, that's all going to be taken care of. You're not going to have to deal with this anymore. And I don't know. I think she mentioned when I was in the office with her for that second visit that she noticed that I obsess on the carbs. And I don't think I talk so much about it when I'm doing the video, but I have caught myself constantly reflecting on a carb or how much carbs is in a food or looking at a product and seeing how many carbs are in it, making sure that it doesn't have any. I can't have any breads, any pastas, any rices. I can't because, and the reason why, I know everybody's going to say, but do it in moderation. If I do it even in moderation, it's still extremely, it pushes me up into the 200s and 300s, and then it takes forever for them to drop down. So I've just resolved to the fact that if I try to consume as little carbs as possible, and it's impossible not to have them. I mean, if I eat a hot dog, there's like 7 carbs in a hot dog. So I can stay within the limit of the 36 per meal. But if I have, even 36 per meal, if I have 3 meals with 36 carbs of 36 grams of carbs, I'm pushing the limit on that. I'm pushing the limit on my body's. I just can't do it. So anyway, on the advice of the nutritionist, the doctor agreed after he'd called somebody who's a diabetic specialist. He called him and he said, yeah, go ahead and do that. So I've got to get these sugars down, and I keep worrying about what I eat and everything. And my nutritionist said that she didn't know that if I knew that or not, that stress, and I'm under a lot of stress dealing with my carbs, stress will raise your sugars, and I'm constantly thinking about the carbs. I'm constantly thinking about the surgery. I'm constantly worrying about being denied and refused, and what happens if if I didn't do something right, if I go to the psychological exam and I say the wrong thing and the psychologist says, oh no, she's an emotional eater or something, and you know, I roll around this stuff in my head 24 hours a day. I sleep it. I'm dreaming this stuff. It's crazy. But anyway, I just thought I'd let you know I'm real and that I worry about what's going to happen. I don't worry about so much the surgery. I'm sure that'll be fine. Thousands and thousands of people get it every year. Very few deaths are related to it. Most of them are post-op because of malnutrition. And I understand the nutrition part. As a matter of fact, I'm so excited to get the surgery. I can have carbs again. I want to eat a bite of mashed potatoes. You have no idea. I've been cutting it back so bad that I'm afraid to eat my favorite foods. I've psyched myself out. And I mean, I feel extremely guilty when I do eat a carb. That's how bad it is. I feel really bad when I do. Not physically, just emotionally. I feel like I've failed if I eat anything that I know is a carb, even though I can sit there in front of somebody and eat a chocolate from a kid's Halloween basket because we just had Halloween. You know, and eat a bite-sized chocolate, and I look fine on the inside. I'm telling myself I'm a failure, and look, you don't really want the surgery because look, you're sabotaging your attempts to try to lower your sugars. I mean, my brain is constantly going, but I just have to press forward. I just have to try. I have to try. I have to try. If I don't do this, if I can't get this down, I'm gonna die. That's the reality. Is that I'm going to die. This weight I'm carrying around is stressful on my heart, it's stressful on my pancreas, on my liver, on my kidney. This stuff is not healthy to have on your body. I don't care who you are and what you think about being overweight. Any amount of weight that you carry on your body is not healthy. It will eventually, if it hasn't already shown itself to you, it will kill you. So I don't care what anybody tells me about, oh, you've got to read the statistics for being overweight and healthy. I haven't seen them yet. More statistics tell you you're not healthy, and you're not. And so, God bless you if you can exercise it off. And God bless you if you can diet, maintain it, and keep it off. There are a lot of us that can't do that. I can't. It doesn't work with me. I can't exercise. I don't like exercising for one, but I can't diet and then expect it to stay off. It comes right back. So this is the tool I'm going to use to get rid of this weight. Now, real quick, I'm in 7 minutes, and you only got 10 and a half, 11, 12 minutes that you can do a YouTube video. I wanted to tell you about this, and I should have started with this. Sorry about my rant, but sometimes the video's about me. So these are the rules that you have to remember for meeting your protein goal, because we're still talking about your protein intake, and it's really important that everybody understands that your protein is what keeps you alive. Your protein is what keeps your hair from falling out. Your protein is what maintains an overall health for you. At least half of every meal, and you got to remember that your meal is very tiny after your surgery. But you can practice this prior to your surgery with your regular meal because it's not going to hurt you any to have this much protein. At least half of every meal has to be protein. So think about it. If your plate is this big, the size of your fist, and normally that's what we're told that our meat consumption is. Our meat should only be this big. This is about how much food you're going to be eating after surgery. This right here. So half of this should be meat or protein or some sort, like tofu or anything if you don't want meat. It's got peanut butter even. You've got to have that be protein. You have to eat the protein first. I don't know how many other people are not doing that, but that's the first thing I do is I eat my proteins first and get them out the way. So then I have them in my system. Count your protein intake in grams every single day. And remember I told you that there's a little trick that you can use if you know what your grams are. And that requires numbers. Hang on, let me get this. I'm at 9.5 minutes. 1 ounce of protein, lean or otherwise, is 7 grams of protein. So that's something to remember. 1 ounce is 7 grams, so just remember that. Keep a food journal every day. I do pretty good on my food journal. I try frequently to write down everything that I eat. I write it down. I mean, I've got notes of little things like what was in the salad that I ate, like it matters, but I'm pretty regimented while I'm doing this thing to keep that up. I've got a routine. I have a regular thing that I do all the time, so it's pretty easy to keep writing the same thing. And use 1 to 2 meal replacements and 1 to 2 protein shakes every day. This is after surgery, but you can practice. I right now have issues trying to consume as much food as I have to consume after surgery. I cannot put down 3 meals yet for my intake, and I have a normal sized stomach. I can't do it. My metabolism is not that high. So the 1 to 2 meal replacements and 1 to 2 protein shakes are going to be difficult for me after surgery. Right now I can do the 1 to 2 shakes and I have a problem, but by the time I get to dinner, I'm stuffed, and I'm stuffed all day. So I wanted to give you that update and let you know. I'll have another one right behind this one probably, because I've got nothing I'm doing today, to let you know some more information. Thanks, YouTubers, for subscribing. Have a great day.